Welcome back. This is the Jake and Josh podcast. This is Jake.
And I'm Josh.
And we have some big news.
Real big news.
Bigly.
Huge.
Bigly news. That's right.
Disney bought us.
We've been bought by Disney. We're officially Disney princesses.
You know, Disney would buy the NFL if only it wasn't for that stupid rule that you can't talk about it outside of the confines of the game.
No, you just have to have the express written consent of the National Football League.
I want to see the application process for that on NFL.com.
Disney filing paperwork to buy the league. Speaking of that.
Speaking of the league.
Not the shitty comedy show featuring hack comedian Steve Renazizi.
And what's that fucking guy? Nick Kroll?
I don't think Nick Kroll's on there. Jason Mantzoukas is on there.
Nick Kroll is in the league.
No, he's not. He's not in the NFL.
No, good one.
Jason Mantzoukas is. He's funny. He also played Dennis Feinstein in Parks and Rec. Josh is looking it up. He's trying to tell me if Nick Kroll was or was not in the league.
Yeah, that is Nick Kroll in the league.
No. I refuse to acknowledge his existence.
Nick Kroll is Ruxin.
Okay. Also, Paul Scheer's in that movie, in that show too. I don't know why I was so adamant that Nick Kroll
speaking of the league.
Speaking of the NFL,
yeah.
and also like sort of in like buyout news sort of related to that. The XFL might be coming back.
No, it's Vince is trying to stay relevant.
The chairman and CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment, Vincent Kennedy McMahon,
ain't got no chance in hell of bringing back the XFL.
That
was a rhyme.
He has privately funded a separate entity from the WWE solely for like entertainment and sports related ventures. That company has filed for several trademarks related to football leagues.
Can I tell you, one of my like lifelong theories I hold on to is called ugly baby syndrome. Okay. And it's basically like
Vince McMahon was an ugly baby.
No, it is the acknowledgement of the existence of ugly babies.
Okay.
But it's like when a parent or parents have an ugly baby, they'll never admit it. And people won't admit it to them. They'll be like, oh my God, your baby's so cute. And it looks like it's 40.
Oh my God, what's wrong with it?
Oh my God, this is what Shrek and Fiona had? Okay.
It's not, you have a ugly baby when people don't comment on the baby being cute. They just say what.
Oh, he's getting so big.
No. They say what attributes of the parents he has. Oh my goodness, he has your face.
Yeah. God.
Oh my goodness, he has your crow's feet.
He has your contorted profile.
Oh. He has your snarling witch nose.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, so the ugly baby syndrome is that a lot of times in business, people have a tough time admitting that their baby is ugly. And it's typically from the higher ups because they'll have their baby. Okay. Yeah. So, God, I wish I could think of an example from Darby's.
Roast burgers.
Fuck. Whoever made roast burgers. They pushed the hell out of that. They're like, we're going to slice roast beef super thin and then give it ketchup, mustard, lettuce, onion, tomato, pickle.
And the seasoning that's going to pretend to make it taste like a cheeseburger. But it's not going to make it taste like a cheeseburger.
It was dirt. And they pushed it so hard. And that was an ugly baby. Like the person. That was an
ugly baby.
I don't know who it was, but whoever started that, they eventually got let go. And we have a new marketing person.
Who had the genius idea of bringing in James Earl Jones to do the voiceover for
No, there was an in-between. Do you remember the 501 combos?
Yeah. No, that was after Roast Burgers.
And before James Earl Jones.
But after the Roast Burgers, they also had some in-between before they got to We Have the Meats.
Right.
But like whatever company, like they finally struck gold with We Have the Meats.
In reality, they struck gold with I'm Thinking Arby's.
Yeah.
That was one of the most memorable advertising campaigns.
But the one problem with places is they're never just content with one good marketing campaign. They always have to fucking change it. But you look at successful companies like McDonald's. How long have they had I'm loving it as their...
I thought you say successful companies. A reality with McDonald's is an ugly baby. I mean,
no. It's the difference.
In our lifetime, McDonald's will go under, and that's embarrassing.
No,
I guarantee it.
No.
Dude, episode 64 of the podcast, you heard it here first. McDonald's to be dead by 2050 at the latest.
No, they'll rebrand.
Okay, then it goes to that philosophical thing. If you change the axis handle and the blade, is it the same thing? If they rebrand and they serve a whole new product
it's based
and
off
have
of
a different name.
Theseus's ship.
Whatever. But anyways, McDonald's is an ugly baby. Now I'll give you an example of a not ugly baby.
Go
ahead.
Well, I mean, it's like, can you call it an ugly baby after it's been a very handsome baby for so long? But now it's more like an old man.
So
now
that's
it's just an ugly old man
because
it hasn't adapted to our new.
That is the caveat
culture.
to the ugly baby syndrome.
Yeah.
Your baby's forever a baby.
Okay.
Okay, so your baby can. Fuck, I don't know how to. Maybe there's a hole in the thought process. The baby can become ugly over time, and it's up to you as the parent of that baby to be like, oh shit, this thing's getting ugly. Let's put some makeup on it.
Get some hand cream.
Ugh. Give it blackface.
We'll call it Popeyes.
Fuck. Oh, and then you see some companies do a brilliant job to acknowledge that they have an ugly baby and they adjust. So let's go Blockbuster, ugly baby. Netflix, not an ugly baby. Netflix started as the DVD delivery service or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, it's going to become an ugly baby soon. Let's go to streaming.
But I don't think the DVD delivery thing is still not an ugly baby. They just added on to their already brilliant premise.
Do they still deliver DVDs?
Yeah.
No way.
I swear. Like an absurd amount of people still get DVDs.
For those of you stuck in 1999.
It's like the same. It's like the equivalent of people who still pay AOL for internet.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're afraid to lose their email address. So they're they keep paying to I could technically rent DVDs still from Netflix because of the streaming package I have.
Wow.
But I don't because I don't need them.
Okay, but do you at least see my point?
I see your point.
At first, they were exclusively that, and you're trying to find the one tiny microscopic, but overall, I'm saying they changed what their forte is. Amazon is trying so hard to do it now, and God bless them for it. They don't have an ugly baby now, but they realize no baby stays pretty forever. God, every episode's about pedophilia. Deal with it. But anyways, and this all goes back to Vince McMahon has an ugly fucking baby.
The XFL was his ugly baby.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The WWE, don't think, nothing lasts forever, but the WWE is I get it.
It's the most successful version of its product.
Very true.
So,
considering second most successful, Ohio Valley Wrestling. It's a distant too.
Right now, I would say it's like
ECW. Is that still a thing?
No, they bought ECW.
Great.
They bought up all the ugly babies. Ugly puppy monkey babies. I would say the second most successful is like the Japanese pro wrestling. Oh yeah.
That was a Japanese guy. Okay.
Japanese pro wrestling. That gets me hot. But I think if any time is a good time to challenge the National Football League, it'd be right now. When he came out with the XFL, it was at a time when NFL popularity was booming.
Dude, hold on.
But now with the kneeling, with the protests, ratings are down. All the concussion shit going.
The protests have nothing to do with ratings going down.
I know that.
Oh, okay.
You know that. But
the NFL does not know that.
But fans of our president are the same people that think that they're protesting against the military, which they are not. Those are the people that think ratings are down because of the protests.
Those are the same people that for rest and relaxation wet their lips and press it against glass. Okay. They're placostomi.
No, they're the same people who blow on a cold window and then try to carve their initials into it, but they don't realize that for someone else to read it legibly, they have to write it backwards.
Oh, fuck. That was me. And like, okay, let's do music. And then can we get back to XFL?
The Extreme Football League?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I want to hash this out.
All right. We're going to hash this out over the break. So here's music. We'll come back and we'll be in mid-conversation. Here's music or ads.
Coming at you live from Building 7 in New York, it's the only show that always has its dick out for Harambe, making America okay again. It's the Jake and Josh Podcast.
Okay, I kind of did that kind of abruptly, but we're back.
Yeah, that was fine. They know what it means.
They don't know.
Okay, the NFL is losing ratings.
Yes.
But the XFL, have I already talked to you about, I don't know where I fucking heard it, but one day someone like in conversation said, before Teddy Roosevelt saved football.
Yeah.
Okay, have I told you about this?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a real thing. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
They made it safer.
They're like, dude, Google it.
Mm-hmm.
Before Teddy Roosevelt saved football, and by save football, he put like a 2-year hiatus on it.
Yep.
And then made it mandatory that they have some kind of safety regulations. People were dying on the field.
Yeah.
The XFL is going to push that.
No. That's
or bring that back.
That's going to be this is going to be the brilliance of it. I don't think they'll brand it as the XFL, but I think it's going to be like, in the same vein. But it's going to be, I think they'll push player safety as like a proponent of it. It'll be like the opposite of the XFL. But here's why I think it could, like, depending on how long our current president stays in office, I think it could be successful. Here's why. Vince McMahon is very close to Donald Trump. Vince McMahon's wife is a member of one of the cabinet, like one of the state departments.
Wow, I did not know that.
Donald Trump is very dissatisfied with player protests.
Yeah.
I think with enough support from the commander-in-chief, how he likes to incite riots via Twitter, I'm sure he could rile up enough Dukes of Hazzard to watch another pro football league where we stand for the anthem.
Okay, can I give you the second but?
Okay,
so let's say the XFL comes back.
Give me your butt.
Yeah, good one. Let's say the XFL comes back. Let's say it pushes player safety, all that stuff, which I truly think is needed.
Mm-hmm.
As a Colts fan, I think we have 16 players that are first and or second string on IR this year. I would love more player safety.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I'd love better strength and conditioning.
Yeah, that's probably the more real answer.
You know what it is?
Huh.
And this is going to sound counterintuitive to player safety. It's because they don't have enough contact during the summer, during OTAs and off-season activities.
Another counterintuitive thing, too much safety equipment.
Yeah.
When you feel
no
invincible,
helmets.
you play invincible, and you are not invincible.
Unless you're
Ryan
Mark Wahlberg.
Shazier. Yours was a movie reference. Mine was hoping that man would have died. Okay. Just kidding. Fuck. Where was I going with this? Oh, so let's say the XFL comes back, pushes player safety, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Here's problem number 2.
Yes.
Your talent pool. In order to be successful, you have to have predominantly the best athletes in that sport.
Think about
NFL players would have to cross over to the XFL. I don't see that happening.
On a big enough level. Let's say here's a hypothetical for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Vince McMahon launches a spring version of professional football to not compete directly with the NFL.
Okay.
Gives them an actual offseason.
It's going to kill the ratings for both.
I think people would watch.
Dude, no one's going to watch football 4 days a week all year long.
No. It would be in the spring, not in No, I'm not like they'll have it on one day a week. They're not going to put it on Thursday and
Monday
Sunday
and some
and Monday,
Saturdays
yeah.
and
and
every fourth Friday
and sometimes why. I'm talking like
one
they
day a
pick
week.
one day a week.
Okay.
They start their league. They have it in the spring after the Super Bowl. They give basically these guys are in their off season while like in the middle of the winter or whatever. Give them actual because the biggest problem with the XFL originally was that the football part was terrible.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they gave the guys enough time to actually prepare. But here in this hypothetical situation, let's say Vince McMahon launches let's say he tries to bring back the United States Football League.
Yeah.
The
USFL.
The football league that Donald Trump tanked because he wanted to compete directly with the NFL. Excuse me.
That was a good one.
Home to NFL Hall of Famers Jim Kelly and Steve Young. Played in the USFL before they
Fun fact.
Yeah.
What 30 for 30 did you get that from?
30 for 30, the USFL.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't know if they had one or not.
No, they did. That's the only reason I know about it.
But let's say he brings a league back to compete with the NFL. Let's just call it the United States Football League. One, you get to capitalize on that little bit of nostalgia there. Two, he brings it back in the springtime, so it's not a direct competitor, like time slot wise, to the NFL. 3, promotes player safety. 4, guaranteed contracts. Do you know how many star NFL players would jump ship?
Is that what they did with the XFL before?
No, that's what they do in the NBA. That's what. Do you ever like how I don't know
but
how
the NBA the likelihood and the occurrence rate of like season-ending or career-ending injuries is so low, relatively speaking.
I'm with you,
right.
But every other professional sport has guaranteed contracts for their players. Major League Baseball, guaranteed contracts. National Basketball Association, guaranteed contracts. I even think hockey has guaranteed contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Like soccer, guaranteed contracts. Like these guys are guaranteed.
But
like,
dude,
there's a
think about
guaranteed
it from the
downside
business
for the money.
standpoint. If I have to field 50 players and I'm going to guarantee 50 contracts, and the likelihood that they, let's say 20% of them don't play more than 4 years, then the reality is the only way I'm doing that is 1 and 2 year contracts.
That's the thing though.
That is the thing though.
But hear me out. All it takes is a few all pro players to make the jump before it really starts turning some heads. And people start paying more attention to it. Think about Jerry Jones was in hot water
right
over trying to get Roger Goodell out of the commissioner slot, or trying to prevent him from getting an extension. What if Jerry Jones decides he doesn't want to be a part of that anymore, and he decides he wants to be a part of this new football league? And then one of the other owners who maybe agrees with Jerry Jones is like, oh, well, if Jerry's going to do it, I'll do it. And so then you have 2 billionaires in addition to Vince running the league. You got a few marquee players that are switching over the promise of guaranteed contracts. Even if the league isn't operating at a profit for the first couple of years, you can that's okay, because you have that if it starts to be successful, you're going to get that return on investment, because you're going to pay a few of these players a little bit more. But if you can get some big names to come over, all it takes is a few.
Okay. I'm gonna be cyclical, and I'm just gonna say the 2 things I don't see happening. If I'm a star NFL player, I'm not switching over because 2 reasons. One, to a certain extent, star athletes are gonna make some money on endorsement deals post their career. You're gonna get less exposure in a brand new startup league than you would in the NFL. 2, again, from the business standpoint, if you do guarantee contracts in football, you cannot sign someone more than 2 years. You can't. And on top of that, what kind of money are you going to give them? If you're going to give 55 people $2 million deals per year, 2 years, you're going to put $100 million on the table and waste 30-40% of it just from injuries.
I mean, that's
tough.
I mean, that's the nature of the beast, though.
And that's why the XFL, if it comes back, will not last again.
But they're not going to have 32 teams straight from the jump. They'll have like 6 or 8 straight from the jump.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how many teams you have. If I'm the owner and I'm signing my name on those checks, I got to think about that.
I mean, that's...
Given the nature of the sport, you cannot do... I agree that guaranteed contracts would be the one thing. If you could do guaranteed 6 and 7 year contracts for not even the same money as the NFL.
Do it like the NBA. Do it 4 or 5. 4 with a player option. They don't have to be 6 or 7 year deals. In
the NFL, the average career is 4 years.
I know.
So if you do a 4-year deal, that is a career contract.
How long do you think the average NBA player deal is for? But you're not going to give a guaranteed 4 or 5 year contract to a rookie or some scrub. You'll give them a 1 or 2 year deal with guaranteed money, but you're not gonna pay them $25 million guaranteed. You're gonna mostly be filling especially at the start.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a bunch of, you're not going to have a team full of marquee former NFL players. You're going to have a lot of undrafted free agents. You're going to have some Canadian guys. You're going to be some guys who maybe don't want to play another year of college football before they're eligible to go to the NFL, so they go here.
Yeah.
What if this new football league starts poaching some college athletes because they're eligible to come out?
That's a good counterpoint.
They can come in a year after. So now this football league is siphoning away the NFL's talent pool, and then it's the actual product isn't that bad, and these guys are getting guaranteed contracts.
I'll also devil's advocate myself now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
It would make more sense not to take star athletes from the NFL because you can create the perception of competitive play.
Yeah.
If both teams suck it's like the 2 times a decade when Toledo plays Rutgers, I'm like, oh fuck, and it ends up being one of the best games of the year
because they're both terrible.
They're so bad. Toledo just signed the 237th best high school quarterback in the nation, and I can't wait for them to take on Rutgers.
Wait, Jim O'Korn from Michigan transferred to Toledo?
Good one.
But that. It's not that crazy if they just have a couple of different strategies that they approach it with.
Yeah.
If they come out and they do the same thing the same thing the NBA does, you can one and done. A lot of these freshmen
Maurice Claret
or
he'll come out
Reggie
of retirement. Yeah.
Or what if they just undercut the NFL by a year? Oh, you only have to be 2 years out of high school to play in our league. And then you get all these fresh college athletes with 1 year less of
education.
Yeah, and of football on their appendages.
Another example of really bad teams playing really good games. Every time Creighton takes on Georgia State in the NCAA tournament in round 1.
Anytime Creighton plays anyone, or the Dayton Flyers are at
fucking Dayton.
Anytime Dayton Flyers are the 13th or 14th seed in their bracket, that's
or Florida Gulf Coast.
No, Jesus. They only had that 1 year. Last year they were okay. They won their first round matchup, but it was one of those. It's the last 4 or 5 years. Every year there's at least 2 or 3 13-over-3 upsets, and I think last year was one of those. It was Florida Gulf Coast had one of those 13-over-3s.
And
it's like clockwork.
Let's end the sports portion of our podcast.
Oh, okay. Over to you, Jim, with the weather.
My man.
Okay. Sorry.
That was good timing.
Thank you. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. There's a couple notes up on our screen, though.
I'll do mine first because it's so fucking stupid.
Okay.
So my wife. There's times where I say a science term, and she thinks I'm such a nerd, and I just try to insert these terms where they don't belong.
Which I totally do, but...
I don't. I say viscosity a lot, though. A lot.
And thermal breakdown. I learned viscosity from the old Castrol GTX.
The oil?
Yeah.
The motor oil?
Yeah.
Why?
We protect your engine from viscosity and thermal breakdown.
Well, viscosity, as I understand it, so for instance, if you put a flower in a thing of water, and then you put blue dye in the water, you'll see the blue go into the flour because of the viscosity of water.
No, that's just so that is just because the flour wants to absorb the water for nutrients, and
But the
blue is
water pulling itself up like that.
that's the flour pulling it up.
I mean, the water.
Excuse me. But it's the blue is mixed in with the water, and the flour is just pulling out the water. Viscosity is like the thickness of a fluid.
No, but if a liquid, and actually this is where I'm going with this, if a liquid doesn't have viscosity, it doesn't go up the flour. The flour would have to take one drip at a time.
No, it would be, if it's too viscous, it won't go up the flour. Like a flour is not going to pull up mashed potatoes, but it might pull up Kool-Aid.
You don't think that has to do with the density?
I think viscosity.
If you fill a glass with water, okay,
Yeah.
the water will actually go over the rim of the glass a little bit before spilling,
Yeah.
and it's because the water holds on to itself
Yeah.
through its viscosity.
Through its surface tension.
Surface tension. Fuck. So I did use a science term wrong.
like ketchup is ketchup might be a bad example because it's a non-Newtonian fluid. But
So is mashed potatoes.
no, I think mashed potatoes are technically a solid. But like the viscosity,
That's a plasma.
like
Mashed plasmatatoes.
ionized plasmatatoes.
Wait, ionized plasmatatoes. Can that be a episode title?
It's up there.
Okay, type it out.
I don't need to type it out.
Okay, you're just gonna remember ionized plasmatatoes.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm just picturing myself at Cracker Barrel ordering the country boy breakfast. Like, how do you want your potatoes? Ionized. What? Ionized.
You said in us.
We have iodized salt.
Ooh, that was a better one.
Okay.
So here's where I mistakenly used the term viscosity, as fate would have it.
And thermal breakdown.
So I'm going to tell you about my life.
My life.
My life. When I was born, I drank breast milk.
Yeah.
And then from the ages of, when did people quit breastfeeding? 2? 1?
Most people too, but your mom kept breastfeeding until you were 7.
That explains it. Explains my cylindrical teeth. Okay. That was weird. Sucking on a tit for a long time.
You've heard of cone head, he has cone mouth.
So anyways, and then when is vitamin D more fat content than 2%?
Vitamin D is whole milk, so yeah.
Okay, so I was raised, and I think that's the red label.
Yeah, and even whole milk is still only 4% of the normal fat that's in milk.
Still, that's a fuckload. Anyways,
it's really not that much.
Wait till you hear this story. So when I was young, before my parents got divorced, we did red label milk. So it was whole milk,
Yeah.
vitamin D. I got some of that D.
You got that good D. My man!
Wait, what is this one? I got some of that D milk. Oh yeah, give me that D.
Let's get it on.
All right, that's annoying. Okay, so I did vitamin D, and then my parents got divorced when I was like 10. I don't know. My dad, he just went through all these changes at once. He got divorced. He became a Jehovah's Witness. He started buying 2% milk. So we're drinking 2% milk.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like 4 years down the road, he meets my eventual stepmom.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he went through all these changes. He got married.
Got hair on his chest.
Got hair on his chest. Our pets' heads are falling off. Okay. I had to do that this episode. And then they started buying 1%. And I'm like...
Skim milk.
Skim, yeah. Wait, no, 1%.
No, 1%. I know.
Yeah, it was 1%.
You guys were the 1%.
And I've realized I've slowly been weaning myself less and less fat content in milk.
And that's why you're lactose intolerant.
Probably because I get more lactose because I'm getting less.
You get
sugar.
More intolerant because you're getting less.
Oh
of
yeah,
milk
because
sugar.
lactose means sugar. Right.
Lactose is the milk sugar.
Gotcha. And then around when I met my wife. Okay, I knew you were gonna do it. So, okay. We just started buying skim milk. I don't know what the fuck happened.
It's
right.
just white water.
It gets worse. So now she's pregnant, and part of her new diet is she does unsweetened, unflavored almond milk. And I tried it like a month ago, and I was like, holy shit, this is good. And so now we don't do milk. We do unsweetened, unflavored
Almond
milk.
water.
And then I
Wait, does
found
she make
out,
it herself or do you buy it?
Yes. I gotcha. Okay. All right, Dan Nolan. Okay. That was kind of a Dan Nolan laugh. Oh, yeah, Jake's been working on his Jimmy Carr laugh.
It's really good.
Yeah, that's on. It just sucks no one knows Jimmy Carr.
I don't know. I don't know how to like get people to
Fuck.
watch him.
I don't even think it's on Netflix.
He is on Netflix.
He has a special on there?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
I think it's called like
yeah,
Unfinished Business or
You're
something
right.
like that.
I'll never forget. This is what made me fall in love with Jimmy Carr, and then I'll get back to my almond milk. There was
Nice
one
cold
time.
glass of nut water.
I think it was in a special. Someone heckled him, and he goes, "Oh, if you want my comeback, you're gonna have to scrape it off your mom's teeth." I was dying. Okay, probably the second best retort to a heckle. One time, Joe Rogan got heckled, and he's like, "Shut up, bitch! I'll wrap my dick around your neck and start you like a lawnmower." And I was like, "Wow, that was aggressive." Okay. So almond milk.
Nut water.
So now, last time we grocery shopped, I bought Oreos. And I'm thinking, I'm going to do almond milk, unsweetened, unflavored, and dip Oreos in them, right? Dude, no matter
it's
how...
Oreo's second favorite milk.
And Oreos are America's third favorite cookie. Okay, that's a lie. It's probably still number one.
It's Milk's favorite cookie.
Good one.
Harvey Milk.
Jesus. The Oreos don't absorb the almond milk.
Huh.
No matter how long you put them in, you pull them out, they're wet on the outside. They're cold from the temperature of the almond milk, and they're crunchy as fuck.
like when you pull a duck out of the water.
I don't know why. I just picture an Oreo going head first into the milk to get bugs. Okay.
Or fish.
Is it? You don't get fish
Out of
that
water?
close to the shore. It's a little water bugs.
Have you never seen ducks in like the middle of the lake?
Yes. Not doing the head first thing.
They just dive in there and get a fish.
They don't dive into the water.
They just like wiggle down.
Anyways, my point being, I was blown
Ducks are
away.
amphibious.
No, they're not. But they do have corkscrew peni. I was blown away that the Oreo did not absorb the almond milk. And I told my wife it's because I think almond milk has no viscosity. And she goes, that's not a thing. And I Googled it. And literally, like now, I say now, maybe for the past
Now
year.
there's one search result from where one person Googled, why aren't my Oreos absorbing
No,
my
dude.
almond milk?
I swear, like Google won't even have a website on the very top. It'll just have like bold letters for the most common thing stated. And it said almond milk had no viscosity. Look, I typed in A and it was like almond milk viscosity because this is a real thing. And I'm quoting here, all this talk about viscosity has everything to do with the fatal flaw of homemade almond milk. It has none. Almond milk is naturally as thin as water. Almond tea might be a better term for this beverage.
Well, yeah, because you can't milk an almond.
You can milk anything with nipples, Greg.
Can you milk me?
Oh, yeah. I almost opened my incognito browser, and that would have brought us to a different A.
A different almond milk. All man milk.
Oh, my God. All man milk?
Yeah.
That'd be a good episode title instead of something mashed potatoes.
Ionized Plasmatatoes.
Yeah, we'll stick with that one.
All man milk. The All Man Brothers Band milk.
Finish him.
There
Okay.
we go. That's how you get the almond milk. You finish them.
So I have a beagle, and it's 1 year old. 1 year old.
1 years old.
1 years old. It's 1 years old. So I'll be one of those old people that paralyzes everything.
One celestial rotation around the sun.
Old. And my Amazon Alexa, I downloaded the ability for me to say Alexa Mortal Kombat, and it'll play the first 5 seconds of Mortal Kombat, and my beagle runs around the house now whenever we play it. It's the best trick. I mean, I wish it could do like an animatality or something cool, but
Or like that one where they explode themselves. Friendship.
Bushido.
Friendship.
Right.
There was a Mortal Kombat where you could basically commit harakiri
Oh, that is what it's called.
and kill
It
yourself.
had to be like one of the Super Nintendo ones.
No, it was one of the like Xbox ones or Xbox 360 ones.
Oh.
Like Mortal Kombat Deception or something like that.
What else do you want to talk about? You have 26 minutes.
I didn't know you You don't have anything else to talk about almond
Dude,
milk?
I fucking told you.
No. I meant about like you have nothing else to add about almond milk.
No,
Have
it
you
has
tried
no
cash-
viscosity.
All that was for you to say that almond milk.
Yes,
has
it
no
kind of got
viscosity.
autobiographical when I explained how I've slowly circumstance has weaned me off of lactose.
But with that Google statement was
Uh-huh.
it said that it's basically as thin as water.
Yes.
Have you tried dunking an Oreo in water to see if it gets soggy?
Dude, I bet it wouldn't.
That's interesting.
I don't know. It's interesting that I truly I would put $10 down, it wouldn't. And I can just picture water wouldn't go in an Oreo. What makes that make sense in my brain? I don't fucking know. But I'm like, yeah, milk. Of course milk would go into an Oreo. Water wouldn't. It would just sit around it.
But it's weird because milk's not that much thicker than water
But
as far as
blood
viscosity goes.
is thicker than water. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks,
my-
thanks, noob. This
Who
guy
the
get this
Who the
guy.
fuck is Noob Noob?
This guy gets it.
Wait, what is this one?
My man.
My man.
Oh, I just found out you can turn on repeat on the soundboard. That's fucking annoying.
Oh, I just found out you can turn on repeat on the soundboard. That's annoying.
All right, what else do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about how fucking awesome Cards Against Humanity is.
Yeah?
Did you hear at all about like what their? I don't know if it was a Black Friday thing, but it was like, you know how every year they do like a Black Friday
They do
sale.
something around this
Yeah.
time, yeah.
Um,
Including bullshit where you pay $15 and
I
get
think-
bull
yeah,
poop sent to you.
I think that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Last year, people could donate money for them to just dig a big ass hole. They basically, people just kept donating money, and however, like, the more money got donated, the bigger the hole got. Like, they rented this giant, like,
I actually heard nothing about this.
they rented this big backhoe and hooked up a live stream of it. Excuse me, with like a live ticker of how much money was being donated and like the cost per hour of that machinery to be running. And so the more people kept donating, the longer it goes. And they dug a big fucking hole for no reason.
Was there a guy manning the backhoe?
Yeah, they were paying his wage plus delivery of the heavy equipment plus the heavy equipment rental itself.
Could you imagine being that guy? They're like, hey, we need to hire you. For what? Dig a hole.
What kind of hole?
Doesn't matter, just round.
to build a wall.
And then he's like, well, how deep? We don't know yet.
How wide?
We don't know yet.
How long? Like how many days? Like how many hours do you need me? Well, yeah,
We don't know yet.
can't answer that yet. It's up to the people.
Yeah, and then he's out there working the backhoe. He's like, am I done? And you're like, nope.
No, we still
People are sending us thousands of dollars right now just to keep you going.
every minute. Like you're on a live stream right now, and every minute people are giving us thousands of dollars for you to keep running that machine. It's probably the best payday, the best single payday of that guy's life. He probably got paid a shit ton of money to just dig a hole all fucking day.
Man, seriously, the discretionary income of Americans embarrasses me sometimes.
Yeah.
The fucking, I didn't intend on bringing this up, I swear to God, but that kid that got bullied
Oh
and
my
then got
fucking God.
$60,000.
I
I don't care that happened. I truly don't. But what embarrasses me,
don't care about the kid.
okay, bully. What embarrasses me is if some Ethiopian kid or Somalian kid is starving to death, and the last thing he sees before like the light at the end of the tunnel, which just leads back to Ethiopia, it's like a cycle.
Is Keaton Jones' fucking crying face
It's
begging for money?
no, the news thing saying he got 60 grand.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm starving
Or
to death.
or
They poured food down his shirt.
or like literally any of the starving kids that already live in America.
Kids do not starve in America. They're hungry. Okay, I'm gonna concede that some kids are hungry. Have you ever heard of a kid starving to death in America?
Yeah, the ones whose fucking parents lock them in a closet where they can only eat shit for like a year.
Okay, that's different. Have you ever? That's the thing.
That's still one. That's all
Stop. You are trying so hard. XFL, starving children. Jesus, what else do you believe in? Just those two.
I believe in.
You don't believe in starving children, I mean.
I also don't believe in condoms.
Yeah.
I also don't believe that Jesus was the Messiah.
That seriously gets under my skin.
What,
when
Jesus
those,
being the Messiah?
yes. No.
Gets under your wife's skin too.
She's Jewish. God, I love watching that sound wave.
Me too.
That is good.
It's good timing. Like it's perfectly like syncopated.
Whatever that word
which
means.
was a fancy word for chopped up.
God, I'll never forget. Like Darby's was doing the fundraiser for the No Kid Hungry Foundation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, acknowledging that the kids are hungry, fine. But when the radio ads were coming out, and they're like, there are 30,000 starving children in America.
It's basically an ASPCA ad.
Starving is the most stupid term to use here. No one starves to death. No one.
I mean, I bet.
And I say no one. Okay, realistically.
It's kind of like how
20 people.
Kind of like how no one gets killed by a vending machine falling over on them, but it still happens to like 11 people a year.
Yeah.
I think more people are hungry than you think.
Hungry, yes. Starving, no.
Starving. Sorry, I use the terms interchangeably.
Because
when I'm hungry, I will also say that I'm starving.
No, one cannot be starving. One can have starved, and that means they're dead. You're hungry, then you're hungrier, then you're at your hungriest.
And then you're a hippo.
Fuck, that was good.
Hungry, your hungriest hippos.
Oh my God.
Hungry, your hippos. How about that for the episode title?
God, I hate when they set you up that good. Like, I picture like volleyball. Like, I just floated the ball up there for you.
Like when you knock the marble over to my hippo mouth and I scoop it in.
I hate when my hippo mouth hits the marble, but not enough for the marble to go into my hippo mouth. It then ricochets across the board.
It's like every time a girl uses teeth.
Damn, you're on fire. Check out episode 64, minutes 40 through 41.
My man!
I tried. Fuck, that's good.
I love. It's like, look at how consistent that was too. Like,
yeah, mine.
Mine. But so, I do think people are starving,
dude.
Currently,
stop.
Like, so, like, hold on.
Hold on. Okay.
So, can you not be dying? You just have died.
When you're dying, you're hungry. If we're talking about dying of hunger, obviously.
If you're dying because your body has not gotten any nutrients aside from the minor nutrients in your shit that you've had to resort to eating.
Am I the one that's wrong for thinking one starves when one dies of hunger?
Yes. Yes. You saying that people don't starve to death is basically how the GOP tax bill just got passed.
How did you just correlate that?
Because that's like people aren't going to actually die from not having health care. Nobody dies because they don't have access to medical care.
I mean, you don't die of not having health care. You die of the disease
that
you do not have health care for.
That is technically correct, yes.
Yes.
You didn't die because you didn't qualify for food stamps. You died because you couldn't get food into your stomach.
Yes.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
So you can starve to death, but you cannot be starving.
Correct.
Okay.
You can only...
So if somebody is in the process of freezing to death, a la Randy Marsh...
Wait, no, you can't even starve to death because that implies that the process of starvation happens pre-death.
It does.
It does not.
Your bodily process is shut down as your body is not...
Because you're hungry as fuck.
Yes. Starving.
Okay, if you were to look at a Somalian child in the street as they are dying of hunger, okay?
And that would be the most...
As long as their heart is beating, you could say that little boy or girl is hungry.
A fighter. What a brave little boy. Please.
Right, Keaton? Okay.
Please, can I have a chip? Crunch.
I would, but once you pop, you just can't stop. Okay.
No. You can't handle these hot Cheetos.
Just place a rock in his mouth. There you go. Okay. No, but anyway, okay. You point to the child. As long as they have a heartbeat, they're hungry. When they die, they starved. It's instantaneous, like death. And I honestly don't think I'm wrong.
How about freezing to death? Can you be freezing?
You're cold as fuck.
Can you be in the process of freezing?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that is a physical process.
And starving is the physical process. No, hunger is the signal that your body sends to your brain to tell you, hey, fuckface, eat some food.
Okay,
the act of starving is your body shutting down because it's not getting the necessary nutrients.
And that's still hunger. When your heart shuts down, you have starved.
That's heart failure. Dehydration. Like you can die from dehydration.
Then you starved of water.
You dehydrated. You were dehydrating.
Okay. You're literally hungry for water.
Yes.
Okay.
Hungry for apples?
So then when you have died from lack of being rehydrated, then you dehydrated.
Yes.
But you are not
To
dehydrating in the process of dying.
If I have very bad diarrhea and I am shitting myself every 10 minutes and I don't replenish the fluids with more fluids, I am dehydrating every time I take a shit.
That is how shit works, yes.
Yes. So I am in the the next time I sit and have pee water come out of my butt.
You are dehydrated.
I am dehydrating.
But when you associate it with the act of death, the point is the thing that killed you did not kill you before you died.
But it is the reason why I died.
Absolutely.
Because I dehydrated.
Once you were dead, you had dehydrated.
Because I was dehydrated.
To dehydrate or to starve are to be in a specific physical state that cannot support life.
ing, the suffix ing indicates in the process of.
Okay.
I am in the process of being starved.
Okay, but then by that token, I'm in the process of dying right now.
Yes, if you go by Sylvia Plath's novels, yes, you're in the process of dying right now. You are dying right now.
Do you know that I read Sylvia Plath?
No, but I fucking watched Fight Club and they referenced Sylvia Plath.
Dude, they just released within the last couple of years like her journal or diary or whatever. Wow.
The diary, D-I-E.
Ooh, good one. I did not pound it with
I'm
you
going to
just
punch
now.
you in the dick.
Oh, wow, and then I'm going to dehydrate.
If I was punching you, like punching, you were like, I'm being punched.
Until I died.
And then you died.
You punched me to death.
Yes.
Because the process predicated the death. Man, I cannot believe you're not on my side on this. I'm being so logical.
I'm not nationwide in this matter.
Uh-huh.
Let me see. Let me see if I can explain this better.
Can we do a real quick sidebar?
Yes.
My wife was watching This Is Us the other day, and there's this big burly black man with a deep voice. I said, wow, I love that guy. First Allstate, now this. Okay, that's it. Back to starving and dehydrating. We're not even going to talk about Cards Against Humanity because you can't understand how people die.
People die because of what killed them, correct? If I died...
Yes, but what I'm saying is hunger killed someone.
Yes.
They died of starvation.
And they were starving.
They were hungry.
They were starving.
They were hungry.
You
starve in an instant.
No. You can... If you can go...
Okay, hold on,
the body can go 23... What I think it's 23 days.
127 hours. I saw the movie.
No, that's before you have to chop your arm off to get out of the rock. 23 days.
To get out of Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, 23. Under normal circumstances, I could probably go longer than 23 days without food because I have plenty of fat stores to last through hibernation. The average...
And it is winter.
Yeah. 23 days is like the average before someone would starve to death, would die because they haven't had any food. The act of being hungry is when your body is sending the signal to you. The hunger pangs that you get in your stomach, letting you know that you should probably eat something because it's been like 12 hours. That's being hungry.
Okay.
Starving is when you're to the point that your bodily functions are starting to shut down. When you can't Like you can't get up and move because you don't have any caloric energy to burn because you have nothing coming into your system, and like your muscles start to shut down because you don't have any nutrients to
I
power
get
them.
how hunger works.
That's how starving works.
Okay, here's another issue I have with humanity in general. People have these
Semantic
Yeah.
issues.
This is a semantic. People
Yeah.
have these arbitrary fucking timelines, okay? And people don't even realize how many they have. Like the one we talked about on the podcast before is you can have sex with a girl at 18. What about 17 and 364 days?
Yeah.
Right? To me, that's an arbitrary thing. We just picked, okay, well, if it's on the day that you were born, I mean, by semantics, what if someone was born at 8 p.m. and you fuck them at 7 p.m. on their birthday? You just had sex with a minor, right?
Yeah, but only if they were
Sort
coming
of.
out of the cave.
Or the mine. Okay.
Mine is a cave.
So I think what you don't realize is you have an arbitrary timeline. Let me put it to you like this. Let's say someone can only be so full. And I know that's not the case, but let's say you're 100% full, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, it's like The Sims. Your green bar just went down one dot. You're at 99% full.
Yes.
Are you hungry?
It depends on if it's been longer than 2 hours.
It depends on if what I ate was Chinese food, okay?
Yeah. Or a Chinese man.
But yeah, I mean, I would say by definition, if 100% is full and you're at 99, you are 1% hungry, correct?
Yeah, if we're basing this on a scale of 1 to 100.
I'm being finite, okay?
On a scale of 0 to 100, if I am 99, that means I am 99% hungry.
No, you're at 99%.
Or 1% hungry,
yeah,
sorry.
1%
Yeah.
hungry. Okay, now it goes down to 98, you're 2% hungry, and so on. Now, I think...
Like my milk.
Fuck 2%, okay. Now, I think at a certain point, your presupposition is there's a certain
At
percentage...
0%, you're starving.
At 0%, you starve. You die
But if you've played
of hunger.
if you play The Sims,
Yeah.
they don't die as soon as they get to 0%.
Okay, but
That's it.
yeah.
Like at 0%, you don't die instantly. Like that's at the point where your body is like, oh fuck, we need to get some food.
Okay, and The Sims dictated my entire life. I used the correlation of you got a green bar.
Hey,
Ignore that.
Okay. So now now I poked holes in that metaphor. So now we gotta throw that one out the window.
No, I just correlated it to something. It's like The Sims. It's not The Sims.
But if we're using The Sims as the analogy, if I am a sim, because logically, if my
the
green
fact
bar,
that your hunger bar can go full red and your character not die is a flaw in The Sims.
in Borderlands, when you lose all your health, you get to writhe around for 5 seconds trying to get revived. Or if you shoot somebody, then you get to automatically get your health back. That last bit where you're writhing.
If you kill somebody.
Yes. Here's where. Okay, now follow
I'm
me.
poking holes.
No.
So if you're hungry and you kill someone.
No. Here we go. Here we
Okay.
go. That point where you're fighting for it, where you can still shoot somebody, that is you starving. If you shoot somebody, that is you getting food and being rejuvenated because you got food.
Okay, but the point I wanted to illustrate is that everyone has not a fake timeline, an arbitrary timeline in their brain. So
Fake news.
So let's say you have a scale of 100 to 0.
Yes.
And at 100, you're full, you're satiated, you cannot take in anything else.
Yes.
And at 0, you die of starvation. Okay?
Yes.
What % do you think you start feeling hungry?
65%.
Okay. What % are you, according to you, starving?
5%.
5%?
If we're going off the basis that at 0 I die,
Yeah.
from 5 to 0, that is my bodily processes shutting down and I am starving. Like I am in the process of starving to death. Up to that point I have starved, and then that 5 to 0 is me starving to death.
Then here's my point. There are some people, namely Americans, who would say they're starving at 20%,
Yeah.
15%, whatever.
Because they don't know true hunger.
There are some Somalians, and your 5% is their 100%. That's the most full they've ever been, is according to you starving.
Yes. Because I don't live in a third world country.
But they're alive, so they're hungry. Because their scale is different than your scale, and your scale is different than someone else's scale, and everyone has this fake scale, but the reality is, between 99% and 1%, you are hungry. At 0%, you die of starvation.
these hypothetical Somalian, like there's an exception for
These
everything.
Falujan farmers that are dying of starvation.
Yes, these Somalian, just people that live in Somalia, whatever they are, whatever they do, if they are starving, let's say they're starving, and a banana falls.
Why the
from
fuck? Because they look like monkeys? Why are you doing a banana? Okay.
a banana falls out of a UNICEF plane and lands in front of him.
Okay.
He's gonna die if he doesn't eat that banana.
Right.
He eats that banana, and that gives him enough energy to go for another, he can stay alive for another day because he ate that banana.
Right.
He's probably still hungry, though.
Right, because he was hungry.
But he's not starving.
He wasn't starving.
He was until he ate the banana.
Oh, my God. If this isn't our lowest rated podcast episode of all time.
It doesn't matter. But if you are in the process, if you're dying of AIDS, which is a thing. Well, okay, whatever. You can't technically die. You can't die of AIDS because you die of the fact that you get a disease that you get because you have such a low immune system. So let's say you have super pneumonia because you have AIDS. You got super pneumonia, and you're dying of super pneumonia, and you are minutes away from flatlining.
Right.
And the great grandson of Jonas Salk comes in with a vaccine for super pneumonia, and he injects you
right
with that cure for super pneumonia, and you make it. You were dying.
I agree.
But you're still alive.
I agree.
But you also still have AIDS, so you might get something worse than super pneumonia that kills you.
Agreed. I don't disagree with any of that.
Up until
the precipice of death, you were dying of super pneumonia.
You were dying of super pneumonia. That's the equivalent. You're dying of starvation. You're starving to death, and then you get a banana. A UNICEF truck drops a banana in front of you.
To correlate it to what you just said, super pneumonia is hunger. Okay? Now, in this case, when you die, you died of super pneumonia, or you died of starvation. But the process for starvation is hunger, and the process for dying of super pneumonia is super pneumonia.
No. The equivalent, the hunger.
Get your son in here. Let's talk to him.
The hunger. In this analogy, the hunger would be
games.
Yes, the hunger would be the equivalent of the symptoms of super pneumonia.
And catnip can cure it.
They are what indicate that you are sick with super pneumonia. Just like the hunger is a symptom of you starving.
Man, I seriously hope and pray
that you starve to death.
Someone listens to this episode and can
at
least voice their opinion. Yeah. We get one of those Somalian princes that has $600,000.
The guy that was the captain now in Captain Phillips.
I saw him in another movie. You know how pissed I was?
What was it, Pirates of the Caribbean?
I don't know. But he was cleaned up and stuff. And I'm pissed because I'm like, man, I thought they got authentic Somali pirates.
That was the first movie he was ever in, though.
Maybe. He's ugly as fuck.
Yeah, he looks like a Somali pirate.
You know Bill Skarsgård? Skarsgård?
Yeah, the guy that played Pennywise the Clown.
In what?
In It.
In what?
The movie It.
The movie what?
The theatrical presentation of the adaptation of the Stephen King novel It.
Does he kind of look like Steve Buscemi?
Stephen King?
No. Pennywise. Bill Skarsgård.
He does have kind of the goofy eyes.
Yeah. I saw a picture of that.
He's got Buscemi eyes.
He was on the newest episode of the Nerdist podcast.
Who, Bill Skarsgård or Steve Buscemi?
Yes.
Did you know Steve Buscemi was a firefighter and came back to...
Oh, fucking kill me now. I'll never forget 9/11 because of the Buscemi fact. Other than that, it was completely in the catacombs of my memory.
Yeah, I would have forgot.
Dude, what a good phrase.
Oh, yeah, it's 9/11.
The catacombs of my memory.
The catacombs of my memory.
All right, let's fucking wrap this shit up.
That's going to be the...
I'm starving. Oh, God. That was my best close ever.
That was... Thank you for conceding the point.
Let's pause one more time for music.
Show me what you got.
And then...
Just shake that ass, bitch, and let me see what you got.
Just shake that ass, bitch, and let me see what you got.
You can't see, but we're dancing. Whoa, that's good. All right, that's annoying AF.
Yeah, so we would like to thank our
Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård, the Somali pirate from Captain Phillips. Anybody from the South Park episode with Barbara Streisand who starved to death. I'd like to thank Jimmy Carr for having such a retarded laugh. I'd like to thank Disney for giving us $7 a piece to join the Fox Disney merger.
I would like to thank God for without whom all of this was possible. Okay.
I would just like to I just want to thank two people. I just want to thank my mom. I don't want to thank God.
And they're the same person.
You the real MVP, God.
All right. Please follow us at Jake Josh Podcast.
We just at the same time.
At Jake Josh Podcast on Twitter. My phone number is
Jake and Josh Podcast on Instagram.
Yep. And really, that's the only social media avenues in which we are semi-affluent.
Affluent.
Affable?
Affluent. No, you had it right. Affluent.
Yeah.
We're affluent at those social media things.
Yeah, those mediums of social media.
The mediums of the media.
All right, I'm checking
the extra large mediums of the media.
Seriously, thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Thank you for making it through our semantic debate.
Goodbye.
Love you.